Hello everyone, welcome to William in the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Mark. Mark is from New Mexico in the USA. So let's see what Mark has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello Mark, how are you?
Hey, good. How are you?
Very well. Thanks so much for taking the time today for the interview. Thank you.
Yes, no problem. Thank you for having me today.
So tell me, how's your day going so far?
Pretty good. Just woke up and got ready.
Do you consider yourself to be more of a day or night person?
I think I'm more of a morning person. Yeah.
Always been?
Always been because I was in the military for 20 years. So yeah, we woke up pretty early and I also have a dog, so he also wakes me up early to go potty in the morning. So pretty much, yeah, I'm a very morning person. I don't really stay up too late other than I've been on sort of like a vacation since I left last year, December. I did 20 years, so I've been kind of sleeping late and going to bed late. Probably sometimes I get coffee and I'm awake, because I don't have to wake up the next day for work. Um, yeah, so it's been nice. It's been a nice break to say the least.
Where are you from, Mark?
So originally, I am born and raised in the Philippines.
Mhm.
So I actually grew up there till I was 17. And then I moved to California 17 in 2003. And then I joined the military in 2006. I was 19 at that time. And here we are 20 years later. I'm
Wow.
actually 39, turning 40 next month. So yeah, 20 years is a long time.
Wow, that's amazing. And why the reason you changed from Philippines to California in the US?
Oh, it was a big change. I was culture shock in a way because I didn't have a car. I was used to commuting. I could go anywhere back home in the Philippines. I could take any bus or we call it Jeep or tricycle, for our mode of transportation. And then in California, you had to have a driver's license. I mean, Uber wasn't a thing then, it was all taxis and taxis were so expensive. So I was pretty much at home until I turned 18 because I moved to the States in November. I was 17, and then my birthday was March. So pretty much 4 months I was home just hanging out and I was really bored. And I was young. I was 17. I'm like, get me out of here. Then I started working when I was 18, luckily. So then that kind of kept my days really busy. So
Wow. So the reason you moved from Philippines to the US was because of the military or not?
no, my family, we call this like a immigrant petition. So
Okay.
it was filed before even I was born. And it took like 20 something years for the paperwork
Mhm.
to go through. And then it was just me and my brother. There's five of us, so there's only two that were able to move to the States. Oops, sorry.
Okay.
Um, we were under 21, so we were the only one who were able to move to the States. And it was my
Right.
mom through her parents, um, and then my dad, my mom, and then my other brother. So there's only four of us who was able to move to the States.
I see. And so right now you're just taking some time off after your long period in the military now, right now.
Yes, I am on, technically, I'm still on military leave until the end of month. My effective retirement as of now is 1 March. So 1 March is really when I become a full civilian, as we would call it. So it is exciting, and I was really nervous. I've been applying for jobs, but actually I had an interview on Monday, and I have
Uh-huh.
another one tomorrow, the same company for a second interview. So
Okay.
I'm super excited about that.
Amazing. Good luck tomorrow for the interview. Hope it goes
Thank you.
good with you, I'm sure. Okay, Mark, so during the interview, I'm going to explore a bit more about your life and also about your journey, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Are you
I
ready to
am
go?
an open book.
Amazing. You're in the right place.
Okay.
Are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through members' life and share your point of views?
Yes.
Amazing. Welcome to William in the Magic Box. So I have here my best friend. Random fun questions. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to play a song just for us to relax before the first question, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Let's do it. Right, so before I start the interview, during the journey, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about or you don't want to answer, always can change, okay? Amazing. First question is, if you won the lottery, what would be your first big splurge?
Oh gosh, that's pretty easy. So I've been planning to buy a house. So I'm still living on the military installation. So the first goal would be to buy a house. Yeah, that's the first thing is to get established. Not looking anything big, even if it's like a lottery, probably like 3 to 4 bedroom is gonna be okay, you know.
And
It's hard to clean, so
anywhere in specific would you like to buy your house?
Well, if it's the lottery, there's probably going to be multiple ones, obviously. Um, I really love New Mexico, so I believe I'll buy a house here. I do love the beach, so I do think um, I really like Costa Rica. When I did a retreat in Costa Rica, it just felt
Oh,
really serene and relaxing. Um, so probably one over there. Probably one in Florida. Yeah. And it's and just I don't know. That's a lot of money sometimes to think about. And I always say if I do win, I also
mhm.
want to start up, you know, a business because you gotta keep going,
Yeah.
invest it and all that good stuff. Because a lot of people when they win, they just splurge and then they don't know how to handle. There's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna be calling you and want your money. And I want to make sure that I'm very smart with the money that I'm gonna get. So that's one of the things. And I also want to do probably how do I say it? A nonprofit. Probably I love dogs, so probably I'll start like a nonprofit for dogs. There's a lot of dogs there that needs a lot of love, and my dog's his name is Amir. He's underneath the table. He's
Oh,
helped me a lot. He's a golden doodle, so he's a mixed poodle and golden retriever. He's amazing, super smart.
can I
Um,
see him or not? Can I see him?
yeah, we can say hi later. He'll say hi
Oh,
later.
he's
He'll be
sleeping.
bored. He's gonna
Oh,
be coming up later. Yeah.
sweet.
So he's amazing. I've had him since COVID, so he really helped me a lot. So I think a house and then yeah, a business and then um a nonprofit. You know, I always feel like it's about being grateful for what you have and at the same time returning back what you can to the community because let's be real, I'm gonna be okay. You know, I don't ask for much, but I just want to make sure that I have a roof on top of my head and then, you know, food on the table and able to travel. I love traveling. I was stationed in Korea, Japan, and Germany. And
Oh,
yeah, so a little
wow.
bit of shopping, obviously, but I don't really require much, you know. Just good food and good company, honestly. That's all it takes to be a good companion, friendship, and all that for me. So,
I love what you said, and I think it makes all sense. I think it's great for us to, purchase things that we like, things
mhm,
that we need, things that we can feel good about it. However, it's always good to think about others as well and find a way to
mhm,
help the community somehow. You know what I mean? I think I like that. I think it's great to have this this idea in the back of our mind regarding that. I totally get your point. It's always very important for us to remember that as well. Very cool.
Yes, I'm not aspiring to get like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, or I don't even know if I can drive those cars. So. I just need a SUV on it, or you know what? Actually, if I'm gonna get something fancy like a car, it would be like a RV. I really want to do like, travel around the world. I mean, not the world. Well, maybe I can, travel with my RV as well, to Canada and South America. Well, yeah, Central South America, but that's gonna be a lot. I know it's possible, but yeah, just probably travel across the state with an RV. I think that'll
Amazing.
be cool.
Great. Next question. Right, before the next question, of course, I was checking your profile and I love the way you express yourself through fashion. I like the way you express your clothes, the way you feel so comfortable. It feels you feelings, the way you express, the way you pose yourself. So tell me, what being fashionable for you means. What the meaning of it?
So before I answer this question, I have to tell you the background story of
Sure.
it. So how it kind of unraveled. So when I was little, I grew up in a very conservative home. Obviously I'm gay, but my parents were very conservative and they didn't want me to dress up or try, fancy clothes, and I was trying my mom's clothes and her shoes and her makeup. So growing up, I wasn't really able to express myself through clothing. I was always um, told what to wear by my parents. Back then, color was has a gender, which it doesn't, obviously, but that's how I grew up. I can't wear pink, I can't wear yellow or bright red, things that kind of resembles a feminine color per se. So I
Mhm.
wasn't able to do that. And it was just really recently, last year. So that is actually a very relevant question. Last year, around August, um, I was already, trying to figure out what's next for my life. And for some reason, I was really getting attracted to a lot of art, and there's a lot of great artists. And as you can tell, I have a lot of different arts behind me. So I was able to just express myself through art in the beginning. I started buying art, different colors. Purple is one of my favorite. I call this art wall my purple waterfall. So I collect a lot of different purples, and they all have different meanings to me. So I started connecting with the local community in New Mexico, with a different artist. And what I've noticed is that they are almost authentic to themselves. They express themselves in ways that a lot of people don't understand. And that's okay. And I also was kind of like that growing up, because when I see people with different textiles and clothing, I'm like, oh, that's kind of a bit much, right? It's almost like you're prejudging them. But now that I've learned how to tap into that artistry, I was able to free myself from judgment. So
Mhm.
my passion now is being authentic and free of judgment. Like, you don't have to have a certain style or a certain theme, It's you are a blank canvas, as what I've always tell people. You paint yourself every day. You could be, a little bit of rock and roll. You could be a little bit of, punk, emo, what have you. You could you could do whatever. You can really do whatever. You
Totally.
can you can totally dress up as how you feel, right? It doesn't have to be seasonal, like, oh, I'm gonna wear spring stuff or summer. I mean, yes, if you're hot and cold, you can do that. But even other places, they wear hoodies, even if it's like not even that cold. Um, so my fashion statement became a little bit more to answer the question is to be authentic to yourself. Um, I
Totally.
don't I don't have a theme going on, but right now I'm a little bit of more into eclectic bohemian, just really trying to express myself in a way that I've never done before. So it's been an exciting journey. I'm trying different clothes, trying them on, different colors. I'm learning my color palette. And my color palette is called Jewel Tone. And I actually wrote a poem. It's called Gypsy Babe,
Wow,
which was inspired by Stevie Nicks, which is amazing because she has that song Gypsy, and I was just super inspired. And then that poem came to me, and I actually read it in one of the open mic here in New Mexico in Albuquerque, and
amazing.
it was perceived really well. So I want to continue writing and share different poetry. So hopefully I'll have a book online and
Totally.
share the magic, share the love, share the inspiration to a lot of people, and just be your authentic self, really.
Amazing, and I love, I could see how authentic you were, and you feel so comfortable, express yourself through the clothes. And I felt, my God, it's beautiful to see him just being himself and exposing the colors and the way you do. Amazing, love it.
Thank you.
Okay, next question is, which season of the year you feel more connected with and why?
I love spring.
Hmm.
So spring, I love flowers. I love it when spring comes. It's it reminds me of Japan and Korea. So in Japan and Korea, we always watch the cherry blossoms. And if you've been to an area where there's cherry blossoms, it's just so magical. And specifically when they start falling from the trees, kind of like what you see in the movies, it's really that magical. And springtime is a time where people come out of the winter, you're able to explore more. It's not so cold. So springtime, we're doing a lot of different things during springtime, and I feel that after after spending time with winter, you're able to reserve all that energy and explore new things. During spring, it could be art, it could be exercising again back you know, in the park or what have you, or even, simple walks with your dog as well, even the mountains, like hiking, doing the trails. Springtime is such a beautiful time to see um, nature unfold the beauty. So spring is one of my favorites.
It's interesting because somebody told me once that we feel very connected with the season when you're born, and for you works well because your birthday is in March, yeah. And I
Yeah,
think
actually, yes.
it's the
Yeah,
beginning of,
March.
yeah, it's the beginning of it. So I think it's amazing. Saying that, Mark, what's the biggest joy of being you? What do you like the most about being yourself?
The biggest joy I can ever have is of being myself is a tough question. But I would have to say I I've always known that love is my magic. So when
Hmm.
I'm able to vibrate love, I feel like everything is possible. Anything is easy. And I do have my certain days of doubts and fears, but when I learn how to recall the love I have for myself and the others and how I can be of service and inspire other people through love, it just really conquers all. So I am very, very grounded these days that a lot of people approach me and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you have such good energy, you have such good light."
You
And
you
that's
do.
because I really try to vibrate love, gratitude, because it's so easy to get caught up in fear and doubt. And it's like you work so hard, I love myself and all that stuff, and then you get scared, and then it just shattered it in a second. So as much as possible, I do acknowledge all the other emotions. Obviously, I've been through a lot, but as much as possible, I try to elevate myself through love. So I think that's the biggest thing that I can share, and one of the biggest things I love about myself is that, and that's why I'm wearing red today, because I know I wanted the theme to revolve, love, and Valentine's Day is around the corner. And a
Yes.
really cool story is that I actually joined the Air Force during Valentine's Day.
Oh,
So
wow.
I was getting yelled at on February 14th of 2006. And that's my Valentine's Day for about 20 years in the military. Well, not getting yelled at for every year, but the first year, yes. So I have spent my anniversaries most likely with the military, with the Air Force. And right now, it's going to be my 20th year in the Air Force, and this is my last technical date as a military member, 20 years. And I'm just filled with gratitude and love for all the things that I've had for 20 years. I was able to travel, like I said, and just had met a lot of amazing people. So I think that's the biggest thing. I'm gonna say
Wow.
is love.
Totally. And to be honest, talking to you, Mark, I can tell your voice is very calm, the way you talk as well, the tone of your voice, and I can feel it, I can see it. I think people around you, they know what they're talking about because the first time you are talking, and as soon as we start talking, I could feel this peace come from your voice, from the way you talk. So, get it.
Thank you. I
Amazing.
worked a lot. We did a lot of inner healing, okay?
Good, very good. Three questions left. Let's do it. Okay, next question for you is, oh, tough question now. If your plane was going down and you could call just one person to say goodbye, who that would be and why?
Okay, that is very tough. Um, I I would have to call obviously my mom. I actually grew up with two moms, so that's kind of tough. But they're both sisters, so they know each other well. I'm gonna
Wow.
have to call my mom who raised me. And I'm close with both of them.
Okay.
But I'm gonna have to call my mom who raised me. She raised me since I was 3 months old. So she did a lot for me
Mhm.
um, growing up. And I learned a lot of the unconditional love from her. So I would just have to call her back and, well, call her during that moment and just thank her for everything that she's done for me. And I'm really, really grateful and thankful that I wouldn't have it any otherwise.
Wow.
I grew up, I would have to say, very fortunate, uh,
Hmm.
and they really raised us to not to a point where super spoiled. We're a little spoiled growing up.
Of course, having two
We're a
months,
little spoiled
having
growing up.
having 2 months is impossible not to be spoiled. Having two
Yeah,
months, two moms,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah. So yeah, it'll be my mom. We love moms, they do amazing things for us. So it'll be my mom.
Sweet. Okay, so both of them, they are watching this interview right now and have a moment and opportunity to send them a message. Message. What would you say? They're watching.
To both my moms, thank you so much for loving me. I know things didn't quite start easy. Sometimes, we have arguments, but that's okay.
Hmm.
I still love both of you, and I am very grateful that we are now in a headspace and heart space where we accept each other for whoever we are, and I'm very grateful. I know I grew up in a very conservative fashion, but now that both of my moms actually embrace who I am now. They don't really care now, now that I'm adult. And I'm grateful for that because not everyone gets to have that opportunity to be
Hmm.
accepted by their parents. And I'm just grateful that they did. Um, sometimes it takes time,
Yeah.
sometimes um, it's hard to fully embrace the reality, but my parents did so with unconditional love. There were challenges sometimes, but it didn't really feel like that at all. And I just had to really be true to myself. And I'm glad that they actually allowed me to speak for myself, to be true to
Hmm.
myself. So I'm grateful for those things that you've allowed me to. And I'm just very glad. And I love you guys so much. So thank you so much.
Beautiful. Two questions left. Let's do it. Okay, next question for you is, what is the worst first date have you ever been on?
First, Worst date?
The first worst date that you ever been on.
Oh, okay. Oh, it wasn't as bad, but oh, okay. Um, okay. It's not as bad, but this was a little bad. So I went out on a date in the local area. And so we were, it's just like it's like a local date. And I think what's worse with that was when he mentioned that he had another date prior to me. So it almost felt like I was a free meal because I'm always being generous to other people. Um, when I go on dates, I try to, not split a tab because I don't know, that's just how I kind of am. If it's a first date, regardless. I mean, I've been on dates as well, but where they paid. But if it's like for me, I'd rather pay first. So that was like kind of like a punch in the stomach when he mentioned like, oh yeah, I had another date earlier, like during lunch, and I was just like, oh, so is this person just like going through dates like so they can get free meal? Like it just felt that way. And it just didn't feel like genuine, like um during that time. I feel like we were just kind of like faking it. Man, I'm very upfront and I can feel the energy right off. And that's
Mhm.
okay, if it's not like a match. I mean, still, I still try to be respectful and decent and all that, but and then after that we never heard from each other. So it's not quite terrible with dates, but that was like kind of like a punch in the stomach. I feel like I was like a free meal. Because I've heard other people do that. They would go out on dates just so they can get free meals.
Really? Oh my God, that's
Yeah,
terrible.
like dinner, lunch, or yeah, some people do that.
Tell me, the very first time that love hit you, that you felt like, oh my God, now I understand the meaning of love. Now, when you felt these butterflies in your tummy or in your heart, that somehow you felt it. You say, okay, now I understand what love means.
So are you pertaining to like loving another person or loving myself
Could
or just love in general?
Love in general, and it felt like you felt this feeling of love, this beautiful feeling of love. Could be anything, any situation, or could be anything that felt like now I understand what love means.
Okay, perfect. So I mentioned that I went to Costa Rica. So I actually did a retreat in Costa Rica in 2023. I've always struggled trying to figure out how to love myself. Like people say, oh, do a lot of me time or go shopping or do this, do that. It's always something external. And I've always known that love does not have to be validated uh,
Hmm.
from external factors. So then I decided to go on that trip in Casacama. It's called Casacama in Costa Rica, hosted by John. John's amazing. Um, so it was supposed to be a group, but it was a little bit slow in that season. So what happened was it became almost like a one-on-one person retreat. So it was
Okay.
just me, John, and then his partner. And then his other friends also came out to do the group work and things like that. So that was also beautiful. But
Hmm.
during that process, I'm normally able to tap into people's energy or the environment. But for some reason, when I was in Costa Rica, the spirits were telling me to focus on myself. And it was so hard, right? Because in our society, we're always serving others, catering to others, our parents, our family, our friends, right? And at that time, I was like, I cannot feel anything from the outside, right? And it's so weird because normally I'm able to feel things. And then, the spirits told me, like, you have to listen to yourself, to your own energy. You have to learn how to learn what your energy is like, right? And that's for the very first time I really, really, really learned what love means because I know how to give love. But I have trouble receiving love from other people. I don't know why. It's just been a thing for me. I'm able to give it right away. I'll make time for other people, but then for me, I'm like, I'm always kind of putting myself on the back burner.
Why is that? What do you think is that, Mark?
Um, I think it's because growing up, I've always just thought that it was the way it should be,
Okay,
to serve other people because people say, oh, if you do this X, Y, and Z, you will get it 10 times back, which is not normally true.
I
Because
see.
if you pour water out of the glass, you're gonna be empty. And I felt like that kind of happened to me, and that's why I went to Costa Rica because I wanted to give time to me. And I was away from home, I was away from my dog, I was away from work. Literally, like I was not communicating with people because I didn't really try to get online or social media. I really wanted to spend time to myself. And so what we did in the retreat, we were able to do you know, our morning exercises like yoga, mantras, breath work. And we were doing a lot of that each morning. I believe it was like around 4 days. And
Oh,
that's when I really felt my own energy. And when I felt that energy,
I love
I
it.
was like, holy cow, like this is my energy. And that's where I felt the love energy that's, coming within for me. And
Wow.
I cried a lot, but like not in a bad way. It was like
Yeah.
a loving energy that was just so warm. Um, it's blissful, it's joy, it's everything. It's like everything. It's almost like unexplainable joy that you've never had. I know people get like the butterflies when they, see someone and they're like attracted to them or they fall in love and things like that. It was like higher than that because it wasn't just like an instant. It's almost like, oh, wow, like this is something that's been within me and now I'm able to tap into it. It's just so beautiful. So
Wow.
that's the most loving energy experience I've had when I actually started learning how to listen to my own body and my energy, not from other people. And that's pretty spectacular because I think it takes a long time to learn how to do that. If you're in a place and environment where you always cater for other people, I mean, most of our jobs cater for other people, regardless
Mhm.
of what it is. It's always about serving, it's always about giving, but not like receiving. So that
Wow.
that would be, yeah, the
I
love.
love your answer. I really love your answer, and it's very powerful. I think sometimes, you just can learn more about yourself when you find these moments of love in you. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I think it's great. Amazing. Thanks for sharing. Amazing.
Thank you.
Last question, ready?
Yes.
How do I say last question in Philippines?
The formal language is called Filipino language, but
Philippine
there's
language.
many, yeah, there's many
Okay.
dialects, and Tagalog is one of the dialects.
Okay.
But for some reason, in how it's perceived, Tagalog is like the language, but it's actually one of the main dialects, but it's not. So,
Okay. And how do I say that? How do I say last
oh,
question in this?
oh,
Yeah.
um, hold on. Let me see. Uh, so the last question will be like. We would say pinakahuling tanong.
Say again.
Okay. Pinakahuling
Binaka,
huling
huling,
tanong.
tanon.
Yep. Yep,
Let's do
that's good.
it. Let's run. Okay, but before the last question, my God, being 20 years in the military, I'm sure you have like hundreds of stories to tell. You had moments that, you're never gonna forget. But
hmm
if you can share a moment, through those 20 years in the military that you're never gonna forget, that for you, it was one of the highlights or if one of the most memorable moments, through those 20 years, if you could share a moment.
Um, my most memorable one will be when I was an instructor for 3 years. So I was stationed in Fort Sam, Houston. I grew up very shy, very introvert, but something struck in me that wanted to be better. I wanted to improve my weakness. I was very scared when I started teaching. I was sweating. I was nervous. I feel like I was having a panic attack from the inside. But what it did to me was so magical. I was able to be comfortable, to
Mm.
be, to share the great things I've experienced in the military. Because prior to that, like I mentioned, I traveled the world and I was able to share that knowledge and experience with the young airmen. We call them the airmen. And it was just so beautiful. And also being in tune with the energy of your students. A lot of times we just get so busy with just doing the work, but I really cared about my students. And there's been times where I would read all my messages, all the cards, and they would say, hey, I'm really grateful for you. You really listened. You really helped us out and you really made my day. And when they feel down or when they're, tired, I was able to lift them up and motivate them, not just through school, but through life, and that really means a lot. So that would be my favorite moment. I actually cried during my last speech because I just felt
Wow.
very empowered by their presence and they allowed me to be who I am. I didn't have to hide myself anymore. Um, I was able to just speak who I wanted to be, and I was able to have that platform. And sometimes we get into our head a lot and we think like, oh, I don't know how I'm gonna look on the camera, or I don't know if people will like me. Am I pretty enough, or this and that? And that was like not even a factor. They didn't really care
Oh,
about that. Um, and I was really glad that I had that chance in the military to be able to teach and be able to be myself and share that message as well to the students. And it was a beautiful journey for 3 years. So that's like actually my highlight in the military is being an instructor.
wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, last question is, when was the last time that you laughed so hard that you couldn't stop laughing?
So when was it? It was actually, I believe it was this Friday. So we did like a stand-up comedian show, but she's also psychic. So her sense of humor was just so good. And she was able to mix it with spiritual things and holistic things. And she was she was just amazing. So we had a blast, me and my friends. Um, we had a blast. It was great. It was almost like we needed this. We needed this one. So
Um,
doing stand-up comedy and just being in the moment and when you get into it, um, it's beautiful. So there
Great.
was one lady, she was talking about starting her business and she called it um, the Wiener Queen. So it just kind of went around that theme. And then she also did some readings during the comedy show. So she would use her tarot cards, and then whenever um, the one of wands come up, it was like, there's like a wand, and then it was like holding the wand, and she was like, "Oh my God, this is the winner." So it just went around that, and it was just funny. It was just so funny. So. Um, that was like, yeah, the highlight of a lot of laughters on that day.
Amazing. All right, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game, okay? I'm going to say some words, just one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking. Let's start with money,
Okay. Abundance,
fear,
failure,
family,
love,
life,
joy,
religion,
ugh, restrictions,
love,
free,
politics,
oh gosh, this is a hard one. I would just have to be fear,
okay? One word for sex,
chocolate,
friendship,
Bracelets.
Desire,
Fire.
regret,
Tears.
success,
A ladder.
wish,
Magic.
happiness.
Smile.
One word for the Philippines.
Hospitable.
One word for California.
Sunny.
Are you based in California right now or New Mexico?
I am in New Mexico right now.
New Mexico, okay. One
Mhm.
word for New Mexico.
Enchanting.
One word for USA.
Harmony.
One word for the military.
Resilient.
Wow. And the last one now, if you could define your page on Instagram with all your fashion clothes, if you could define all of them in one word, what that would be?
It would be authentic.
Beautiful. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your best friend for a coffee, and I'm going to ask your best friend. Define Mark in one positive and one negative word only. What your best friend would say about you.
They would definitely say that I exude a lot of love and light, I would say. And then the one bad thing about me, I cannot hide my nonverbals. So I can't lie if there's anything. I even if I say it a little nicely, like my face will start like showing that it's, if I say I like it, my face will be like, you know. So yeah, my nonverbals would probably be something that they would say that, okay, that's something that you can't really hide, even if you try to.
Let's play now, Mark, in the magic box, and you can ask me a question. Okay, Mark, you can ask me a question now.
All right, so my question for you is, I actually wrote it down. So what keeps you motivated on the toughest days of your life?
What a great question. My God, what a great question. You know, those times, as you mentioned before, that we have those days,
Mhm.
they are so important, the same as when we are the happiest, there's always a message behind, there's always something. I think the older I get, when I find myself in those days, for some reason, I know it sounds weird, but I have a feeling of gratitude. The other day, I was feeling a bit down for some reason. I was literally feeling a bit drained, and I stopped for a minute and I was like, "Oh my God, I'm thankful for this feeling right now, for this moment, because there's something that I need to learn or to understand or to go through it, you know." And of course, I think that's just the first thought, but I think I try to, to try to understand why I don't fight back. I try not to fight back my feelings. I used to when I was younger because I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to have these feelings. However, nowadays I just stop, try not to, to fight back. I just let it come. Okay, feel it. Just feel it. I know it's hard, it's difficult, but feel it. However, to be more concrete in your question, I would put a song, not a happy song. I put like a melancholic song or something that it doesn't make me feel worse. It just makes me feel more enjoyable of my feeling, if you know what I mean. For some reason, you know, uh, maybe a nostalgic song, maybe a song that somehow brings me some, I don't know, some loneliness moments, and I like that. For some reason, it helps me a little bit to enjoy or to calm down a little bit when I'm feeling tough for some reason or there's something happening in my life. So that's what I do. And it's not, and actually, I haven't somehow come up with this idea. Just naturally, I find myself doing that. You know what I mean? I just find a song and I just put it on and I just, you know, keep going. And somehow this song or, the moment of being grateful for that moment as well, it makes the pain a little bit lower or a little bit less, but still there, still there. It's just a way for me to try to understand. So yeah, it's a natural reaction of me when I find myself on those days when they're not just there. You know what I mean? There's just something behind that we need to go through. So yeah,
Mhm.
of course, depending as well the situation. It would be something very drastic. I don't know. I wouldn't. Maybe would be a different reaction. But on my normal melancholic days, or my normal sad or days that I'm not feeling my best, I literally try to feel the moment, put a song, and just accept that moment because it meant to happen, you know. And the older I get, I have more like um, I have more understanding of that, you know, those feelings. So yeah, that's how I my natural reaction for those days when for some reason I'm just feeling sad or down or melancholic or all those feelings that sometimes hit us and we don't know how to deal with. Yeah, that's my answer for you.
That's awesome because music heals, you know, a lot of times
Yeah.
uh, that's where I mean art itself, you know, is a form of music and many different art form. So I love that because I do love music. It actually helps me calm down too. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, I have to do my meditations and things like that. I actually started listening to more calming music and people find it boring when I'm driving and I'm like it just, I don't know. It puts me
It's
at
nice.
ease, you know?
Yeah.
Before when I was younger, I would just play whatever, a lot of hip hop and rap and all that. But yeah, you know, things change when you're or when you're mature, I would say, not older. Um,
Totally. Yeah. And it's a natural reaction as well. It's not just something that, oh my God, I need to do this, I need to do that. No, no, no. It just I feel like, okay, let me listen to this song or let me, you know, just enjoy the moment. And I think the older we get to understand more about those feelings, you know, just accept them. I think those we just it's about accepting, you know, because it meant to happen for us to get something out of that. It's the only way to learn sometimes. You just need to go through those feelings. And it's the way it is. Yeah. Amazing. Did you enjoy the interview?
Yes, and then if you wanted me to share a quote, you said
Yes,
if I can,
totally.
I actually write some of my quotes. So I wanted to share you what I've written before and I've shared it before, but I feel that maybe someone who's listening can relate to it, you know?
Sure.
Because you were like, what's a positive quote that you can share? And I'm like, well, I've written something recently and I feel that it could be something that could be shared. So if you want, I can share it.
Absolutely. Please do.
Okay, so this is called Elevate. When you're truly authentic, you flourish. When you flourish, love and joy come and dance in harmony. When you're in harmony with your essence, your energy naturally glows and flows. When you flow, manifesting becomes effortless. When you manifest, dreams turn into reality. When you live your reality, your soul's purpose unfolds. And when it unfolds, we elevate and vibrate at higher frequencies. So that's the life quote
Wow.
I've written recently, like probably last month, I think. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's just being
And you know
authentic.
what?
And when you become authentic, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, no, please carry. I was about to say it says a lot about you. Everything you just read now. I think it's everything when you express yourself for social media, you know, it's about authenticity and it says a lot about you. Sorry, carry on.
Yes. So when you truly vibrate into your authentic self, it really attracts a lot of like gratitude, love, energy, blissful energy, you know, because you know that you're in tune with your heart, with your soul, and it just when you're able to express that fully, people really see it and feel it, you know.
Mhm.
And I think that's important. But also a lot of people try to twist the word authentic. Authentic doesn't mean I'm gonna be whatever the F I want, you know, it's not that. Um, it's more like coming from a place of love. It's not more of I'm gonna say whatever I want, you know. That's different. That's like you have a purpose of either hurting other people or attacking other people, you know. My authenticity comes from a place of just being you and listening to your core values, what truly um, is meaningful, you know. It's not more on, I'm just gonna be whatever I want. That's not being
Amazing.
authentic. That's just, yeah, that's not the meaning I'm leaning towards for, but I feel that some people use that sort of description and that's not being authentic, you know.
Amazing. Thanks again, Mark. Thanks for bringing your energy to the show. I love,
Thank you
you know, the
so
way you
much for
talk,
this.
the way Thank you so much, and keep in touch. Okay, appreciate
All
your
right,
time.
thank you.
Okay,
Appreciate
it
it.
was
I
a
hope you
pleasure
have a good
having
day.
you.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.